When you start anything, maybe it's a diet, maybe it's an exercise program, maybe it's some type of a course to give you some new skills in the workplace. I want you just for a moment to think of something in your life that you started, all right? So it was something new, some new behavior or some type of new learning, some new way of acting. I want you to just think about it for a moment. What's your default expectation? What do you expect? What do you expect? Now, I want to tell you what you should expect when we're talking about getting started in a new job and in a new career. So something new in the professional world. I want to tell you what to expect from my experience. And this is stage 4 of my 7 stages to working like no one else, meaningful work, significance. Stage 1 is getting clear. Stage 2 is getting qualified. Stage 3 is getting connected. Stage 4 is getting started. So we're really clear on what we want to do and why we want to do it, where we want to do it. And then we're getting qualified. What do we need to learn and do? So we're talking about, some form of education and experience is in stage 2. And stage 3, you can be doing simultaneously to getting qualified. Stage 3 is getting connected. You're using the proximity principle. You're using the web of connections, and you're really getting connected and identifying opportunities. Well, at some point, you get the opportunity, you get the gig. And so it's time to get started. And a lot of people get stuck in stage 4. They've finished stage 3. They're at the precipice. They're in the starting block, and they just get stuck because they're scared to actually make the change, to take action. And there's so much involved there. Fear, doubt. It can really grip you. The unknown, all this stuff. It's just awful. And the reason I asked you to kind of consider from your past what your default expectation is because I think all of us, there are some really mature folks who go, Ken, I don't expect to be great right away. I don't expect to have a lot of progress right away. I know that I'm just kind of getting in. Now, that's really mature. I wish I could say that that's how I defaulted, but I don't. Okay, let me tell you my default expectation. This is going to be great. Oh, it's going to go crazy. It's going to go zoom, zoom. That's my default expectation. But I wish I could tell you that that's how it happened for me in my journey, and it didn't. And it never has. It might, after years and years of doing something and applying the diligence and learning the craft, and maybe something that I launch will go boom, boom, zoom, zoom. I don't know. But here's what I know from my journey that you should be expecting when you start a new job or a career. Number 1, expect small steps. Expect small steps. Don't expect that you walk into the job. Listen to me, young people, because we're all susceptible to this, but the younger we are, the more we want things to happen really, really fast. And over time, with experience, we realize that's just not a healthy expectation. So I want you to expect small steps. And by the way, you should be taking small steps. But you should also expect that that's all you're going to be offered is small steps. So small steps and slow steps. Now that's pace. So the first is, okay, how much am I going to get to do? How much progress am I going to make early on? How good am I going to be? Whatever. Well, the increments are going to be small, but also know that the pace is going to be slow. So expect small steps and expect slow steps. And again, hear me. This isn't advice that I'm giving you from my journey where I messed up. My expectations were way out of whack. It's not just to help you emotionally be able to accept the small steps and the slow steps, but also understand that that's a good thing. Small steps when we're starting, that's a good thing. Slow steps when we're starting, that's a good thing. Because that's how we learn. And oh, by the way, we get to fail, and there's not massive consequences to our failures when we're taking small steps and we're taking slow steps. I'll never forget 3 years ago now, Joe, or 2 years ago, I did the half marathon. I can't even remember. Doesn't matter. I started training 12 weeks out, and I was all gung-ho, as I am with everything I do. And I had a good friend of mine, Bill. I talk about him in the book, Coach Bill, my best pal. He's a marathoner and triathlete and all these things. And so he was training me. And I'll never forget, Joe, the first 3 to 4 to 5 runs. My steps were small. And they were slow. And it irritated me to no end. The reason was like, good gracious. This is all I can run? Because I wasn't in shape. So my steps weren't beautiful strides. They were choppy steps. And he was training me short, choppy steps so that you can get a good posture. And I didn't like it, especially going up hills. Oh, my gosh. I wanted to take big, long, smooth strides, and I wanted to be running way faster. I'm running for 30 minutes, and I'm only running 1.5 miles. What is going on with this pace? Right? But over time, my steps got quicker, and my steps moved me faster. Right? So they were bigger steps. Excuse me, I said that wrong. They were bigger steps and they were faster steps. That's over time. So when you get started, the mindset needs to be, I need to expect small steps and slow steps. That'll really help you be patient. It's so hard, isn't it? Isn't it so hard to be patient? But the steps will get bigger and the steps will get faster. I promise. Keep on stepping.